Hi there. Have you ever encountered a person with these two qualities? A. He belonged to a minority that is subjected to prejudice, bigotry, discrimination, all that kind of stuff. Might even be an activist fighting for the rights of this particular group. And B. Is very quick at pointing fingers at other minorities. In my experience, this is not uncommon at all. I have encountered it several times, and I don't think it's only the fact that being persecuted doesn't make you immune to being a bigot yourself. But there's two other things going on here as well. One of them is cold, calculated Machiavellian bullshit. It's like, it could be useful to my group to divert the hatred against other people. We can become the in-group just by getting someone else out in the cold. The other thing, it's pretty much the same thing, but on an emotional level instead of calculating. It's like, no, I'm not a freak. Look at those people. Look at them instead. Those are the freaks, not me, not me. That kind of stuff, pretty much. The really sad thing here is if you belong to more than one minority, and actually, technically, everybody does. Everybody belongs to many minorities because we are all unaverage in many ways, or at least one way. In the hypothetical case that there is a person who is average in every way, then this person is very unaverage in this particular way. So we're all different pretty much. And what categorizations matter, it depends on you and the people around you, what you put significance on. It's a choice you do, but it's not your choice to make personally. It's pretty much made for you by whatever the local norms may be at the time. But anyway, if you belong to two minorities that happen to matter at the moment, and this is very common too, then you can be rather screwed because it's not just one hierarchy. I mean, we have this hierarchy of minorities where minority group A is higher than B is higher than C and so on. And there's very often one such scale in one group, but then the other group has another scale, and these clash. For example, I have met quite a few gay Muslims in my days, and if you're in Europe or America, then you're a minority in both cases. In Indonesia, where I lived before, Muslims are the majority, but you can still be a Christian gay person and be a double minority that way. But anyway, here in the West, there's a lot of people who don't like gay people and a lot of people who don't like Muslims. And sadly, there are quite a few gay people who don't like Muslims very much. And there's even more Muslims who really hate gay people. So if you're a gay Muslim, you might have a problem fitting into either minority group. And this can be really painful. This is just one example among many. Another that comes to mind, it's one old guy I met a few years ago. I'm going to talk more about him in a future video, but in brief, this guy was elderly, he was like 80 or something. He was a masochist and he was gay. And he lived in a country that was very conservative. The local gay community there would not allow a masochist in. They thought that sadomasochists were perverted and disgusting and blah blah blah. And likewise, the local BDSM community was very heteronormative and wouldn't let a gay guy in. And I didn't ask him about age, but I think it's rather common both in the gay community and in the BDSM community to have a prejudice against people who are not young or middle-aged at least. There are very few really old people in both minority groups. And with minority groups, I don't mean people who are gay or who are sadomasochists, but I mean people who hang out in the subculture a lot. So he could have been getting some flack that way as well. This is something we all need to work on. Help make sure that, if not everyone being included everywhere, so at least as many as possible being included in as many places as possible. We need to be open and welcoming to each other and minimize our ill will. If we think something is disgusting, please keep it to ourselves as individuals. Don't make it a social norm, because that is oppression. Save your hatred for those who actually deserve it, and make damn sure that they actually do deserve it. And even then, try to do something more constructive than hate. Okay, thank you. Well, that's all I have to say for this time. Live long and prosper.